What's up, y'all? We're here in Milwaukee, and I'm on a boat. What's up, y'all? It's Airshow time. We're headed out to the show box here in Milwaukee. We're on a yacht, hanging out with all the crew and everybody, ready to go. Cameras charged. The Blue Angels will be doing their show box orientation, and we're gonna get after it this week. Today is Thursday, so Blue Angels typically come in, and then what they do is their show box orientation, the solos will go up, then the Blue Angel Diamond will go up, and they do their show box orientation to kind of get themselves familiar with the main performances on Saturday and Sunday. Got a lot of things planned this week, and I'm excited to bring you guys along. And yeah, let's get it. Come on, we'll see you guys on the next update. Guys, so this is the Kenyon 4x4 gyro stabilizer, and it's going to be keeping everything stable as the aircraft come by. It's pretty cool. Makes a lot of noise, but and I thought it would help on the sway of the waves and everything like that. And it comes with like this massive like car battery. It's like 12 pounds. It's crazy. But we're gonna give it a try, and we'll put the footage in the video, see how it tracks versus not having it. So sweet, we're having fun. We're on the boat. All right, y'all, let's get it. What's up, y'all? It is day 2 of the Milwaukee Air and Water Show. Also day 2 on the yacht. We're locked in and ready. Cameras charged, cameras clean, sun's out. We're gonna have a great day. Come on, y'all, let's get it. Morning.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Marvin Boyd again. We're out at another show. We're at the Milwaukee Air and Water Show, which is just before Oshkosh. We're out on the Center Point boat, and I'm going to kind of take you around as to what I use. All right, guys, so the camera I use is the Nikon Z9. I mentioned this in the last video. So this is it right now. I'll actually detach the lens for you so you can take a look. So this is it. It's a 45 megapixel camera. It's got a built-in battery right here, which is a big boy battery. And the reason why I chose this camera is, again, for the frames per second that it shoots, 20 frames per second. It does not have a mechanical shutter. What you're seeing here is a gate, so if I turn this on, it goes away. But if I take a picture, nothing happens. And we close it back down again. And then around it, we've got a tilt-a cage. This is so that I can actually mount it into a rig that I built for all the video stuff we do. And then on the left-hand side here is a actual audio receiver for a Hollyland lab system. And all I do when I'm on a day where I know I'm gonna do a lot of video, I'll take the cord, plug it into here, and then anytime I need to give somebody a microphone, I just take it out of the case and give it to them, and it automatically syncs up, which is great. You're probably seeing a lot of extras on here. So there's a GoPro Hero 12 Black. This is the external view, and this is an actual variable ND filter. And so this is so I can do the exterior BTS that I like to post on my Instagram. And then on the top here is a really fun one. This is actually called the Atomos Ninja Star. And this actually is a screen recorder. So the external recorder plugs into the HDMI here. And the really cool thing about the Nikon Z9 is it has a dirty HDMI out, which means that no matter what I plug in here, I still have access. I'll actually show you. I'll still have access to all my screens. So right now it's plugged in, which typically most cameras, it switches to whatever's at the HDMI. But look, I can still use my screen. I can still use my viewfinder all I want to, which is a really handy feature. So now when people ask, what did I shoot this in, or what are your settings, they can actually see on a video all the settings, and they can actually see the photos that go into it. So the lens, the bread and butter lens is this right here. This is the 180-600. I actually just purchased this from a buddy, but this particular lens right here is extremely sharp. It's an internal zoom, and it has a short throw, which is really great when you do something outside, if you gotta go a little bit wider, and then doing something inside, do a little bit longer on the end. And it has just your basic 200 to 600, 180 600, 100 400 features. It's 5.3 to 6.3, or sorry, 4.5 to 6.3 is what it is. Great lens, I love it. And altogether, the body is relatively balanced since it is an internal zoom. It just allows me to kind of sit this just like this, and I don't have to worry about the lens extending, which 200-500 is the one I was using pre-hand. So yeah, that's my setup. So shooting on a boat versus the shoreline, there's a lot of things we have to take into consideration. With the blues, especially on opposing maneuvers from the solos, they're splitting the boat almost in half. So what we're looking at is there's no lens aside from maybe a 14 or even a 10 probably that would be able to capture both sides. But then again, it's just gonna look super funky. So what we like to do is, for the boat side, we have to deal with bucking waves. You can even see right now as I'm moving around, there's bucking waves. And yesterday was far worse. We had big swells. So keeping it steady, having a higher shutter speed than what you typically would on the shoreline. And also we're able to see angles that you typically wouldn't. Like the left echelon pass or parade that we get from the blues coming in, we can stack them real nice and we get it up close and personal versus be on the shoreline where we can see the fan out much earlier in the show and then you get a different perspective. The other challenge is also shooting the civilian performers. When you have propeller planes, we have to go in low shutter speeds, and that also creates a lot of problems because, as you already know, low shutter means more blur. Well, we can't really freeze it. We don't want frozen pops, so we have to actually spray and essentially pray. Now we can buck ourselves against the side of the boat to stabilize ourselves, but ultimately it's just going to come down to just really tracking that plane and pre-shooting that shot beforehand. That's like the number one thing. And then on the shore side, the perk of the shore side is we can actually kind of choose a little bit different angle, so to speak, but it's much easier to track the entire maneuver set because we're not looking to pick shots individually as something comes over. So we have I'll give you an example. Shooting the Diamond 360. As we do the Diamond 360, they're gonna come around here, but the Diamond 360 will be actually at its peak point right over top. So we can't shoot that obviously, especially at 600 mil. It's too long even, or too close even for 180. So what we have to do is pre-shoot until it gets to a certain point in the sky. Then you have to pivot, and what I like to do is throw it back to 180 real quick, watch them come over, and I'll shoot with both eyes open. So the left eye is tracking the planes as it comes through, and then I'll zoom in and be able to take the shot as we go forward. That's the best way to do that type of shot, and there's plenty of those to do. But outside of that, the most challenging thing realistically is at the end of this, you're exhausted because you're not just thinking about like, I have to get this one shot that I've seen 1,000 times. It's, okay, what angle can I get now that's much different? But also your body's working, your legs are working, everything is trying to work to stabilize you the entire time. Mentally, physically, it's exhausting. I think a lot of people think that air-to-air is a lot harder, but it's not. Yes, we do have turbulence, we have to worry about that. But for the most part, you're in a lot of control, realistically. Like if you think about the grand scheme of an air-to-air shoot, you are in control of a lot of different things, and you've pre-planned it, so you know exactly what you're looking for. Out here, you have to adapt. And outside of here too, some people were trying to stand up and shoot earlier yesterday, and they were just falling down. And I told them, I was like, hey, the best way to do this on a big bucking boat like this is just to sit down. Like, yes, will you miss some shots? Maybe, but you won't get the angle that you want, maybe, but you're also gonna sacrifice all of your entire shooting by trying to go with the boat and trying to shoot versus just pin yourself against it, track the plane as it goes through, and then you can take yourself behind and go back through again. So one thing that we talked about a lot is we talked about the photography side, the gear side, the shooting side, but we haven't talked about what actually happens in the midst of all of this. So my day starts at about 7 o'clock. We get up, we're talking to coordinators with the Air Boss, we're talking to some of the teams early in before the briefing. We'll go, we'll make sure all batteries are checked, everything like that. I'm making sure that there's no changes to our show line or anything like that. And if they are, I kind of contact the Air Boss or I contact our liaison between the two, because sometimes he or she doesn't want to be contacted directly, which is totally fine. Outside of that, we go to the briefing at about 8 the air show happen, and a lot of it is safety. Everything is about safety. What frequencies we're going to be on, what you should do if you have to ditch or you need to have an emergency. And then after that, what we do is we then rally back up with the rest of the performers to see what they need. We ask them, introduce ourselves, and then after that, we go out to the boat and we shoot. Okay, so there's like pre-everything. So as soon as we get done with here, we drive back, we're gonna dump cards, and I'm gonna get a couple preview images ready for the show to post at the end of the day. And then we try and do that throughout the whole show. And then after that, tonight, we'll have a dinner with the rest of the city officials, with performers, and it's a great time to just kind of mingle, talk about stuff. Sometimes we get to show, the performers the shots that we got, and they get hyped up about it, they wanna get more. And then I'll go back home, do a few more edits, make sure that they're all ready to go for the next day, and then go to sleep and do it again.
Dude, how you doing, brother?
Good, nice to see you.
Yeah, good to see you. Thank you.
But the overall. No, you didn't. No, you damn baby. That's my photo. That's my photo. I took it. I took it.
All right, y'all, what a perfect end to a beautiful day. It is sunset here in Milwaukee. We're on the tarmac, hanging out with all the performers at the banquet barbecue here. Got to see the Blue Angels announce the entire team. Oh man, got to talk to some of the pilots, the F-22 pilot, number 5, who cooked us on the yacht today. Y'all, it's been a great weekend so far. We have 2 more days of this awesome shenanigans, and I am over the moon about how everything's going. We were locked in today. We got the sneak pass. We got it good. We'll have to see if I got it or not when I get home. This is a picture-perfect ending to an awesome day, and I'm really excited to bring you guys along. We'll see you guys tomorrow on our next update. Let's get it. What's up, y'all? We are on the ramp today, heading into the tarmac. Got the wagon, got the chest rig going, and got the crew. We're gonna have a great day. Hopefully the weather stays put and we're dry and we get a show in today. I really think we did. I put an email up to the guy upstairs. He said he's gonna hold it off for us, so we'll get an air show in. Gonna have a lot of fun getting some B-roll and up close behind the scenes look of the maintainers and all of the startups and step-offs of each crew, and it's gonna be a good old day. I'm super excited to bring you guys along. Come on, y'all, let's get it.
Yo, what's up? It's your boy Craig RJ Wood. We are here at Milwaukee for the Blue Angels Air Show. It's been an awesome weekend so far. As you can see, we got the Blue Angels and Fat Albert just took off. It's a good time so far. First air show I ever went to, I was a very, very tiny kid. It was Red, White, and Blues out in Pensacola Beach. My dad took me. Pensacola born and raised, so that show is where it's at, and that's kind of what started my love for all this. I've been shooting the Blue Angels for a very long time, kind of just like with kit lenses and all that stuff, but the first season, whenever we brought up the big boy toys, was going to be the 2021 season when the Angels transitioned to the Super Hornet, and I used some professional gear, and the best shot, the banger, the shot that started it for me was I got a Baxter coming down the beach about 30 to 40 feet off the Gulf of Mexico, creating a nice wake on the Gulf for the sneak pass maneuver. And he actually contacted me about 3 weeks after I posted the shot for a copy to get commissioned for it. It was a really big honor, and it just kind of started the momentum for me to get started in this. What I rock these days is the Canon 5DSR. Certainly a little slower compared to the stuff to today's standard, but with 52 megapixels, the resolution really lets me get in close, sharp and detailed on these jets whenever they're doing their maneuvers. And I just think that even some of the newer stuff can't come close to the resolution that this older camera body has. And the lens is going to be the 1:400 Mark II L series. This lens is fairly fast. It's got a good length of pull on it, so I can get close to these jets and show everyone the action. To any younger folks out there that are looking to get into photography, whether it be aviation or anything like that, I guess my 2 biggest pointers would be try to get the best work product possible and network. There are a lot of people out there that get good shots, but they don't network, and it really limits their ability to get reach, and it limits their ability to grow. And then there are a lot of people that you know, network but don't have the best work product, and they go places. So if you do both those things, I think that it's a really good recipe for success. And I guess really above all else, you know, don't ever stop hustling, don't ever stop having enthusiasm for it. Always be trying to be better and be faster.
All right, hey, my name is James Baldwin. We're in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. So one of the first air shows, I actually grew up in Pensacola, so I got to experience the Blue Angels as a young kid and just watching them, and actually the Legacy Hornets. So being able to see that just growing up consistently is actually super cool, and super grateful to have the opportunity. And as I grew older, it just became more and more prevalent in my life. 3 years ago, I got to go to an air show, and I just saw this huge vape cone. It was just super awesome to see, and I had nothing like what I have today. It was just like this Canon 80D with some kit lens, and I went to about 2 or 3 more air shows after that year. The following year, upgraded my gear, got serious with it, and consistently went to their practices and went to as many air shows as I could. This is my Canon R5C. Today is actually a BTS day. This is my video rig, not a photography rig. So we have a 24 to 70 millimeter lens. It's a USM L series, and it's an awesome lens, super sharp. We have the small rig battery attached to it, so that way I don't have to worry about battery life. This thing will not last on just internal batteries. We have the cage, we have 2 grips, so this way I can angle it up if I want to go low, and this one's just kind of for my up to body, right eye level camera. We have a matte box on here, and since the sun is out actually right now, we do have an ND filter on there. It does help with that harsh lighting. And then we kind of have the nerdy look part. This is like the goofy part, but this is my BTS. I go to Osmo right here. I can take that off anytime I want. If I just want to even just shoot just the Osmo. This is nothing for up close on the jets or these planes. This is purely like, we have some great other people here like Marvin Boyd, Craig Wood, Preston Minock, Joseph Wachowski, all those people here. I'm here to capture them capturing the moment. So I'm right behind them, all capturing this. But this is not my normal rig for my photography. We do have a 100 to 400 EF L series lens, and that's what I use to take all of my photos. So we keep the cage on, but we take off all this extra fancy stuff, just attach the lens on there, take off the handles, so that way I'm pointing to the sky and I'm getting these jets as close as I can to my camera and on my viewfinder. So that's my rig for video, and then my 1 to 400 is my camera rig for photos. If I give any advice to anybody younger me or just starting out, I would say just keep working at it. You know, if you don't have the best gear, it's not the most important thing in the world. It does help you, but work for that. It's not going to come overnight. Work for it, show off the work that you are able to do, and if you are able to work for it and show off your work and people aren't impressed, then go ahead and upgrade that gear from now. Don't worry about the fancy new equipment, because that comes with time.
Hi, my name is Joseph Wachowski. We're out here shooting the Milwaukee Air Show. Enjoying life right now. My first air show was the Pensacola Homecoming Air Show because I'm from Pensacola. And watching the Blue Angels kind of kicked off my love for aviation. First time I got my big boy camera was 2021. The Homecoming show was on Pensacola Beach due to COVID. I was up in a condo and Baxter came screaming down the beach in his sneak pass, and I got shockwaves underneath the jet and water dissipation.
That's awesome, dude.
So it was just one of those awesome shots that I don't forget. My advice to them would be keep shooting, keep shooting, keep shooting, and keep shooting. The more you shoot, the better you get. Like the saying goes, practice makes perfect.
All right, y'all, that's a wrap on ramp day. We crushed it. Blue Angels just came in and we had an A-10 parked in front of a massive American flag. What a cherry on top to a perfect day. We're gonna get rested, get cameras charged, and be at it. Show center on the beach. Ready to crush it tomorrow on Sunday. And then we got a 5-hour drive back to St. Louis to get back after it. Gotta be at work on Monday. We're on that grind, but we're here, we're having fun. It's been a good day, y'all. All right, we'll see you guys on the next update. Peace. We just made it to Show Center here on the beach here in Lake Michigan, and we're gonna have a great air show. The weather's great, and I'm sitting in the shade so I don't get too much sunburn today. Oh my gosh, I've been baking like a lobster the last couple of days. And I'm gonna get one of my best friends, Kyle Newsom, the best aviation videographer and cinematographer in the industry. He's got a lot of wise words to say, and I'm glad to share his voice and his vision on the airshow community. And you know what? It's gonna be a good all day, and we're gonna get after it, y'all. Come on. Look at this view. Come on. Can an air show get any better than this? I mean, okay, maybe Oshkosh might be a little better, but this weekend's been great. You know, I really want to shout out Marvin and Brian for hooking it up and trusting me to be able to shine and perform on one of the biggest stages here in the nation, and basically show you guys behind the scenes and the inner workings of what happens at an air show and stuff. So I hope you find this useful, and you know what we're going to do? We're going to see you on the next update. Peace.
My name is Kyle Newsom, and we're here at the Milwaukee Air and Water Show. I've been involved with filmmaking for the last 14 years, got interested in and was always in love with at least air show side of things since '97 when I went to Dayton Air Show for the first time and fell in love with the air show community and just the love of aviation, because it was just awesome. And then '03 was the Dayton Air Show, and it was the 100th anniversary of flight, and it was just like the spark just kept growing and growing. And then once I got in the film making side in '09, when I bought my first handheld, went to Himalayas, and then 2011 got my pilot's license, and then I need to start a way to make money in the filmmaking. So I actually got into wedding filmmaking for about 8 years, build that portfolio and that opportunities to have the human aspect. Like I mentioned before, I found the importance of telling the human side of the stories at weddings, and then realized that eventually I want to put my two skills, and once I had the right equipment and the lighting and the audio gear and the cameras, I was like, all right, now I can put my two really big loves of filmmaking and aviation together. Got really involved with the airshow community. I've been nothing but blessed to have that airshow community in my life. It's been one heck of a awesome last 14 years. It's always a continuing process in filmmaking, because there's always something that you can learn. And the other really important thing, just being at air shows and meeting people, sometimes you have to put the camera down and really enjoy the human side of just talking to people and getting to know people. I really do find that important. Sometimes we focus so much on the airplanes. If you really look left and right, you'll see kids on top of their dad's shoulder and playing with airplanes, or using the Blue Angels or the Thunderbirds. That's really inspiring to me, is seeing that younger generation and impacting them as much as we can. Even if you're, let's say, in the media team or representative of the airshow community, I think it's important to maybe drive around if you have a golf cart or walking around and you see a little kid and they're maybe with their father, and maybe you can go out and inspire them, take them in a golf cart, you know, as an airplane's taking off, or, you know, getting a signature from a pilot and stuff and sharing that impact. There's so much to the airshow community that's so important, and I really believe that if you look left and right, you'll find the actual impact of what aviation really truly does to this world and to this community. When I went to the Dayton Air Show in '97, I really fell in love with the Thunderbirds, actually, and really was inspired by that whole demo and like the closeness of formation flying and stuff as we, you know, say as kids. And I really just fell in love with the fighter pilot community. Actually, I wanted to be a fighter pilot as a young kid, especially after seeing the Thunderbirds and Blue Angels, and realized that obviously, you know, getting my pilot's license was important, and then found the love for filmmaking. And that impacted me the most, is be able to, you know, go to every show and meet people. Not saying you couldn't do that in the military, especially as a fighter pilot, because you get to travel around the world doing amazing things and serving our country, which is the greatest honor of our entire life. But for me, I found the importance of that human aspect of storytelling, and just being involved and going to all these amazing shows across the country, especially the air shows. I couldn't be happier with where I am today. So Preston said this is a lot of gear. It's actually light gear. This is just a backpack, the Peter McKinnon backpack. And then it's a very light
gear. Like I said, it's important to sometimes put the camera down and talk to people, and so for me, I decided to go light gear today. This is a Sony Cineline. It's the FX3. It's one of their premier basically mirrorless camera systems. We have the Sigma 150 to 600. Sigma is great for sharpness, a cheaper lens, so you can go that route, especially if you're in there. But it's been great for me the last 5 years actually. It has this wear and tear, so eventually I will be getting a new one. On the front of it is a Polo Pro. I'm a big supporter of Polo Pro. They're a great product, but it's an ND filter, and this is a 95 millimeter because we have a bigger lens that allows us to get all that zoom action. The Atomos Ninja, it's 5 Plus. You can actually, in back here, has a SSD. You can do internal 16-bit with the actual FX3, so it's obviously phenomenal. You got the Condor Blue. They produce probably the best accessories for cameras that I fully recommend. You got obviously the mounting system for the Condor Blue. You have basically the vision guard for the monitor, and obviously the Manfrotto tripod that's gone through its own abuse the last 5 years. So that would be the setup. So it's very light. And the other thing is when you open up the camera bag, obviously for air shows, have a radio, and then you have the A7 III, which is good for photos. That's what I use. I have the A7S III with the 2470. It's good for B-roll, meeting people, and getting those people shots that I always say is really important. This is actually the 35 1.4, and then I have the 50 G Master, so 1.2. And then you just get your little mini accessories, extra cables. So if a cable breaks, you always have something extra. Just be smart with how you manage your camera gear. But it's always good to have extra camera gear. Cables for your cards and stuff when you transfer after a show. For me personally, everybody does it differently, but I have a 16-inch MacBook Pro I always bring with me. And then I have SSDs that I'd always carry with me, and I do per day transfers every day. When I got into air shows, the individual that inspired me and helped me the most was Mike Goulian. He's a man, he's like a second father to me, and he really introduced me. So I think the important thing for any 8th grader or even into your teenagers is have a mentor, people that really see your passion for something, and for me it was air shows. So I always find your mentor, and if they're willing to teach you, take every knowledge, information, and if they want you to work your butt off. It's important in this industry is find the passion and continue to pursue it, and just ask questions. Be willing to talk to people, because it is really, really important to network and learn from people, but also look left and right. Like I always say, you'd be amazed at the people that you meet just by, being interested. And I think that's really, really, really important. Really, again, in this whole air show community, you really just got to meet people willing to go to Oshkosh, Son of Fun. Son of Fun is really a great show. I've been really fond of Son of Fun, and they are really leveling the playfield with their concerts, to their forums, to the night show entertainment by Dennis Dunbar. There's so many incredible air shows all throughout the community, and so I really recommend just literally going to your show and your local show, or traveling to Oshkosh or Son of Fun, and experience air shows, because there's something really special about this community. And I really believe that the future of this world, the future of pioneers, inventors, aviators, astronauts, it all transpires and happens because of air shows. I think the world wouldn't be where it's at in aviation without air shows, and I think that's such a huge component in this world, is to find your inspiration. And by going to shows like air shows across your country, you'll find the inspiration. When I was a little kid, I went to Oshkosh in the beginning, and I met the pioneers of aviation, like Chuck Yeager, like Sean D. Tucker, that was, doing incredible things in the aerobatic world. So by just showing up and meeting people and looking around, you'll see the people that will inspire you.
right, y'all, we just finished the last day, Sunday, here at the Milwaukee Air and Water Show. It has been an absolute blast. Huge shout out and thanks to Marvin and Brian for allowing me to, again, work and shine on one of the biggest stages here in the nation. I'm super thrilled to, again, get editing on this. And you know what? You know, the main theme of this has been work hard, network, stand out in a professional way. And if you want to do what everyone has done in this video, I've had some of the best creatives in the nation, even the world, at creating aviation content give you advice. Please listen, take notes, and figure out what you can do to stand out from everyone else and carve out your piece of the internet. I hope this really allows you to methodically think out what angle you can come in at and crush it. Work hard, stay disciplined, and be consistent. Show up and get after it, y'all. It's been a good weekend. I'm sunburnt, I'm exhausted. I got a 5.5 hour drive home to St. Louis tonight. But you know what? We're gonna get back after it at K-Build, and that's what we do. Y'all, until our next air show, have fun, and we'll see you later.